Good evening, Randomania fans! My name is Rainbow Poogle, aka Miss Shenanigans, and I am being joined in the commentary booth by Chitin619. How are you doing this evening?
Pretty good, pretty good. Just chilling and relaxing and looking forward to this race.
I am as well. We have 3 Force Party members tonight, a little bit of a different spin on things. We have the Black Belt, Thief, and Red Mage Force tonight.
Ooh, the dreaded thief. No one wants to do that. Either the black belt, but they could manage, I believe.
Now, what's interesting to me so far immediately is that Ali Jabrab has named his Thief Dana and his Black Belt Dan. I'm not sure, but that could hypothetically mean that either one or both are getting danned, and he might run with a 2-party strat.
That could be the two-party strat, but also it could be one of them could be the 3-man party be surviving.
Suppose it all depends on whether or not he wants the Thief for the running, or the Black Belt later on in the seed for smacking everything in the face.
But I am liking what Zardia has for his names. Apparently he puts me at the black belt.
And apparently I am the Black Belt on Split Punch side. So, as is shown on the screen, our 4 featured racers tonight are Zardia, Split Punched, Shadow Walker 227, and Ali Jabrab. Joining us, and we are going immediately. Hello? Alright. Joining us on the tracking is going to be Mr. Versetti and Romulus. Thank you to both of them. We've got Nuke at level 1. Oh boy.
But we got Harm 4 at level 1 as well, so that's not too bad for the beginning.
And it is in the 3rd slot, which means the Red Mage can take it at level 1. So
Now
far...
go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, the question is, where you want to go? To Garland? Or to the dwarves?
Well, Zardia currently has either option, considering he went into Canaria Castle first and got the ship from the king, which means he's got a lot more mobility right off the bat.
And I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to Provoca right now.
I could see that as a possibility. It's an interesting thought.
Well, nothing but gold for Shadow Walker since he's on his way to Garland right now, which Ali just wiped Garland out just now.
So, looks like Shadow Walker is going to be our first to hit Garland with a bunch of nukes and punches and all of that. And looks like Split Punched and Ali Jabrab are going to be following suit. We've got our first look at what Sarah's going to give us for the seed, and it is going to be the Adamant. So a trip to Dwarf Cave is definitely going to be warranted.
But now the biggest question, would you go for the tail maneuver for the fighter?
Depends on if you're planning on danning the Black Belt. If you get an early tail, then I'd say absolutely. If you're planning on just keeping the Black Belt dead the entire time, considering that the Black Belt has a much better magic defense growth than the Master. I believe it's a ratio of 4 for every level in the Black Belt to 1 for every level for the Master.
That is correct, which is the only bad trade-off if you promote the Black Belt early.
In which case, it looks like Ali Jabrab is going to keep the Black Belt for now, so with the circumstance, I would be surprised if he were to take the tail early. Anyone who's danning the Black Belt, I would say take the tail early and immediately class change.
Well, there's something that was very interesting that Zar picked up at the Dwarf Cave. He picked up the Opal bracelet.
Oh, that this early is wonderful to have. The opal bracelet being one of the pretty much the best item you can give to a mage for a defensive item.
And well, right now, Shadow Walker's gonna make quick work of these 9 pirates of doom. We'll see what the main captain of the pirates does give us.
Okay, now Split Punch has got me curious. He's willingly got a second thief with him.
Is he actually trying to bank on the ninja class promotion?
I'm not sure. That'd be definitely interesting. Did you catch what Becky gave, by the way?
Yep. Good old dynamite.
A lot of love for the dwarf cave. That's nice white magic. We've got life and life 2 at level 2 for white magic. I don't think they're gonna take life 2 over life, because I believe red mage can learn both of those slots.
I believe you're correct, and it also gives us a key factor that whoever's running a fire could learn life 2 off the bat.
Alright, the blacksmith gives the canal for the adamants. And depending on what the TNT gets them, they've basically got the entirety of the world open to them within the first 5 minutes. Save for the only place you can't get, which would be Mirage or Gaia.
I am guessing this might be a jet seed if Nerek, the dwarf NPC, gives us something what we really need. A good old canoe.
That would mean that we could get to every single location except for Gaia and Mirage Tower. Looks like Shadow Walker is going to be the first person to turn that in. And Shadow Walker is also going to pick up the opal bracelet. Oh, and turn in both items at once. I like this routing decision.
Yeah, I would like this decision too because it actually gives up more free time he can roam around. Yeah, and it's just a bridge.
Alright, so considering that the admin did not give the Excalibur, it is rather plain to see that fetch quest items have been shuffled. So not only are the main quest items and NPCs going to be shuffled what they give, the fetch quest NPCs and turn-ins will all be shuffled around. Well, turn-ins by I mean what they give you. So you could turn in the adamant and get the canal, for example. Which is kind of funny considering the canal didn't really move too far. So I guess instead of blowing it up, we're just building it instead?
I believe that's correct, and we got that early bridge, so that means maybe someone's gonna dive into Matoya, see what the 3 treasures are?
That could be a really good way of going. They also have the ship that they could just kind of bounce on over for that. I would wager that a couple of runners are going to head over to Crescent Lake immediately, considering that there is a free item for them there. However, Shadow Walker is going to hit up Melmond and see what there is for level 5 spells.
I see Invis 2 and Fast on white and black.
And I believe that slot is Red Mage or Red Wizard learnable for either or both. At least the fast.
And I believe so on the spell I just said for white. God dang, I just lost my train of thought.
No worries. Allied Brab has danned both Dans, so it looks like 2-man strats for now. I'm really interested to see how this plays out.
Well, that'll give Ali a big EXP boosts at this rate with just two party members, while everyone else is like 3 to 4.
Which gives me the idea of I think I might know what Split Punch is wanting to do with both thieves if he gets tail early. Ninjas can learn nuke.
Yeah, but you have to keep that in mind though. Also, the factor of the masters at stake too.
Oh, Split Punch having actually an annoying time with the pirates.
Well, interesting divergence. Shadowwalker decided to dive on Earth.
That's going to be really interesting for sure. Now, as for level 3 and 4 magic, because Zardia is checking Elfland, I did see for level 3 black, lit 3, Bane, and Zap. I did not catch level 3 white, but level 4 white I believe had one of the harms and exit. And I believe warp was level 3 as well.
Which could potentially mean that maybe the ice cube is a little bit more bearable to be on a plane on the silver platter right now.
It is a possibility, considering that our runners can do the warp trip. Warp trick. Now, the warp trick is, for those who are unaware, is that if you go into Ice Cave and you walk into a hole, if you use warp, then the spell, which will bring you to the previous floor, will bring you literally to exactly where that hole is. So you can walk around behind the 3 chests, including the eye chest, which is the incentivized one, fall down the hole, use warp, and check all 3 chests without having to hit any of the trap tiles, or going all the way down to the bottom of Ice Cave if you don't want to.
Did you see anything that's significant what Shadow find in the Earth Cave so far?
I've not seen too much. Potentially some gold, but I'm not seeing anything else that would warrant specifically walking back out. Now, what I'm finding interesting about this is that Shadow Walker doesn't know about warp or exit yet. He's just diving into Earth Cave. So if he does find anything that he really wants to keep, he is going to have to then walk out with it and hopefully not die along the way. Anyone who hits up Elfland first is going to have the opportunity of basically diving wherever they want to for so long as they don't end up dying, basically free so long as they have charge.
And some of the chat said in before vanilla canoe location. I'm like, oh no, we're not gonna have a vanilla seat, please.
Well, let's see. We've got Ice Cave and Ordeals incentivized, as well as all of the main and fetch quest NPCs. Now, because of this, we are going to have immediate access to the sages for their 1 key item, and depending on what that gets us, access to 2 or 3 other locations. We're going to need the floater or the canoe for Ice Cave and Volcano. Well, actually, no, we're going to need the canoe for floater anyway, because this is not extended open progression.
So far, Earth Cave has been a disappointment, but the Earth Elementals have Poison Touch.
Well, that's not very nice of them. And iguanas have cremate, apparently. That's not very nice of them, either.
Let's just hope Shadow Walker has enough ways to survive this one.
Well, he does have 2 nuke casters, so that's always nice. Looks like Zardia is going to do a bit of a Peninsula power grind. Could be for items, could be for levels, could be for money. Both are nice.
Well, a chunk of 6 Frost Rolls would take no problem.
I didn't catch level 6 white magic, but level 6 black magic doesn't seem to have much use. I saw, I think, Ice 2.
Shadow Walker just picked up a Pro Ring in the Earth Cave.
And we have Vanilla Old Man. You said it, Kaiten, in before sages have vanilla canoe.
Well, that's thanks to Fuzzy Mage, he called it.
Well, because of Vanilla Canoe, a multitude of other options for people to go have opened up. Now our runners have access to Volcano and Ice Cave, Waterfall, and Castle Ordeals. I can talk today.
Everyone say hi to the vampire. Bye to the vampire.
Bye, vampire, you will not be missed. So, if you had the option of going to Incentivized Ice or Incentivized Ordeals first, where would you go?
With Nuke this early, I will go straight to Ordeals because that's plenty of undead you can pick up for experience points.
I would go to Ice Cave personally, only because of Warp. And how nasty Wraiths are. Because if Wraiths are super nasty, then I would just leave.
Well, speaking of two-man party right now, Shadow Walker's just barely surviving with a thief and a black mage right now to get out of the Earth Cave alive with that Pro Ring.
So, where do our runners seem to be heading? Split Punched is currently also running a 2-man strat. I'm not sure how long he's going to keep both of his thieves dead. It was interesting that he did choose to take a second. I'm also curious to see whether or not Split Punch does the Armory first, or if he does Ice Cave first.
Personally, I would take Volcano, but I don't think Split Punch is doing that.
Oh, he's going this way to check Elfland. I didn't think of that, considering he can just leave from Crescent Lake and go over here via the canoe. Considering what awaits him at spells level 3 and 4, this is a great plan.
Unless he's possibly banking on the Marsh Cave?
I don't think so. I think he would check Elfland for spells at 3rd and 4th, just in case there's fantastic things like Exfer and Cure 4 at level 3 that I apparently missed.
Well, that says healing is no problem for this seed.
Especially considering that at that slot, Red Mage can take it.
So whoever's riding on the Red Mage to live, well, you better take your chance right now.
We've got early Life 2, early Cure 4, early Nuke. Magic has been pretty stacked this seed. And Ally Giraffe is taking the volcano dive. It is a very decent likelihood that one of the loose item chests is going to be in here. Because the armory has a very dense 9, 10 chests right in this one room. And more often than not, there's at least one key item in there. I've seen 2 before.
Last time I commentated, I saw 3.
Now that's ridiculous.
I just wonder how long is Zarga grind?
I'm not sure. Shadow Walker's picking up his 3rd level spells now. And
I am
something
not.
happens to Allie's party member.
Yeah, I am not liking Ali's chances right now. He's down to a white mage.
Oh wait, no, he's life.
Oh, never mind. Forget what I said. Carry on.
However, his stream is blipping in and out every so often, so I'm not... Oh, I did see the ribbon.
And the Aegis Shield.
That'll be really nice for promotion.
Might as well call for race for the tail for Ali.
Maybe. If the opal or dragon armors are found, then definitely.
Or better, the boss is still lurking around.
No, it's not. I managed to catch on Allie's weapons inventory that somewhere in that floor, moss immune.
I saw it. It's near the trap tower of the fires.
Well, ain't that a kick in the pants?
Well, we can say this much right now. Alice just needs the tail. Just promote.
Let's see what we've got. Looks like Split Punched is also heading to Volcano. Zar looks like he's done with his Plinstall of power grinds. And I didn't quite catch where Shadow Walker's going. Looks like he's going to go and pick up his canoe from the sages. Zar is going to go back to Provoke, it looks like, and get some weaponry for his fighter.
Zar's gonna regret it if he doesn't dive to Volcano and he finds out that Masa's right there where he needs it. But then again, since he is Team Vorpal, he's gonna be looking for that Vorpal sword as soon as possible, I assume.
Would not surprise me. However, since he doesn't know where he's going to find the Masa, getting silver swords is a wonderful idea. There is our first loose key item in chests. The loot is behind the Grey Worm trap tile in the armory.
Which is for everyone who's running this seed right now, it's mandatory to die there right now too, because otherwise, if you don't have the loot, you cannot progress in Topher.
Which is why the loot and the key are both required to get through Topher. The key no one normally thinks about, because by the time you've gotten to Topher and Vanilla, you've had the key for over half of the game at that point?
That is correct.
I'm forgetting exactly which door it is that is key locked in Topher, because you just don't think about that.
It's the one. It's the one after you break the loot out.
Ah, all right. I just always happen to have it going in there, so I can never remember which one it is. It's like that one chest in Sea Shrine. You never remember that you actually need the key for it unless you can't find a very particular key item and it's key locked behind it.
Oh, I know that room very well, which I hated for me because that was required for my practice seed.
Oof. Very interesting muck sprites on Split Punch side. I'm actually rather enjoying them.
Well, they are from Final Fantasy III on the regular Nintendo, so I'm pretty much happy with that, actually.
We've got our first dive into Ice Cave. Shadow Walker burning off an encounter, it looks like, before heading back in. But when we've got Wraith sighting immediately, manages to run, I'm not looking forward to what those might have in store. Let's see what these... Okay, Wraiths have slow, so that's not the worst thing in the world. Split Punched and Allied Brap are going to continue going through a volcano. Looks like Split Punch might have exited out and saved to grab his hard-earned loot. And I'm getting a word from our trackers that Ali somehow found the power bonk somewhere in Volcano. We don't know where it is, but we know it's there. Somewhere.
Well, that's gonna be a big game changer for Topher once you get to a point where it's like, okay, I can dive into Topher, no problem.
And Zara going to Dwarf Cave, finding the bridge and immediately leaving.
And Cerebus are not threatening, they only have this just fire 1.
That's nice. Hello, Stacked Ice Cave. 2 key items in there, 1 non-incentivized and 1 incentivized. The herb in the chest directly to the right of the bottle, and the bottle in the incentivized chest. That is really nice to see.
I am thinking that Shadow's saying, I want to get out so I can turn the herb so I can get my possible key at Vanilla Elf Castle.
No, it looks like he's gonna stay and get the remainder of the chests in Ice Cave. That is 8, 9, 10. That is 13 chests that he would be missing if he decided to leave immediately. And it looks like he's just like, nah, that's not happening.
Dragon armor near the Frostwolf tile.
Well, that's another really good item for whenever people promote, except Shadow Walker can't use it.
But now we know where the other piece of the armor that Ali needs for it.
That is our third loose key item in chests. The cube is also in Volcano on the Agama floor. In what looks like one of the Agama chests, no less.
Wow, the volcano and ice cave are actually stacked for this seed.
You're telling me.
And folks, I did not spin this seed. This is not a Typhoon seed, so I don't know who spun it.
Mono. We have Minochi85 to thank for this lovely seed, which actually does look pretty darn nice.
Considering where everything is right now, I wouldn't be surprised if they get this done sooner or later.
This is a pretty stacked early seed. Like, it's about a half hour in, and I'm gonna do a quick recap, because we found most of the key items already. Wait, hold on, did we find the Vorpal when I wasn't looking? I look away for maybe 15 seconds, and we've got the Katana and the Vorpal Blade.
What is this seed?
And Zar diving Earth, apparently.
I got some history with Zar on this one. Normally, when Zar spins the seed, there's some crazy stuff that's gonna happen in the Earth Cave. But since Mono spun this seed, Zar's taking a bad gamble at this rate.
Okay, so it's about a half hour in. We found over half of the key items at this point, or about half. I'm gonna do a quick recap. Starting off, the King and Sarah had the ship and adamant respectively. Bicky had the TNT. The Dwarf Cade had the bridge and the canal. Ice Cave had the bottle as well as the herb in one of the unincentivized chests. The Sages had a vanilla canoe. We found the loot in the armory, which is another one of our unincentivized chests, and the cube 3 floors below it in one of the Agama chests. We've also found the power bonk somewhere in Volcano, a ribbon in the armory, the Masmune in the armory, the cube in the armory, or no, cube was in an Agama chest as well. The loot was in the armory, and the Vorpal and the Katana also on the Agama floor. What is this seed?
Mono, if you're hearing this, you just spun the most jet seed I ever seen in my life.
Unfortunately, Zara is going to be rather upset when he finds out that literally everything was in Volcano right now, and that diving Earth is just not a fun time. As for far as things we have missing, we are still missing the slab, the crystal, the key and the crown, the rod and the oxyale. So a bunch of those could be fetch quest turn-ins, and we have a singular item left still in a loose chest. Actually, all of those will be fetch quest turn-ins in some capacity, as the waterfall is the only place aside from ordeals that is just either a place or an NPC.
And don't forget, we still have to visit Astos, because Astos has not received his crown yet.
The one good thing about what we have found is that there is very unlikely to be a very long, obnoxious quest chain. There's probably going to be like 1 or 2 turn-ins, and that's it, as far as in a row. The one other thing I forgot to mention is that I do not believe we have seen the vendor item.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about the vendor item. So, where is that old famous Oasis item that awaits us?
Well, considering what we have seen and not seen yet, it could either be in Onrak, Gaia, or the oasis itself.
I'm calling a prediction for on my half. I'm saying I predict Vanilla Oasis.
I'd say Anorak because then there's a possibility of the floater being there. The floater could also be in Waterfall or Ordeals, or basically anywhere that isn't Gaia. Or I suppose Sky. But that does mean if our runners are going to find the floater, they're going to have to do a bit of digging, either by running around or sailing around and returning a bunch of quest items, or by going to Waterfall, Ordeals, what have you. At least we know it's not vanilla.
Or it could be that one location that everyone dreads for. Hello, Marsh Cave. We've been waiting for you.
Please no. Like, out of everything that could happen, that is not really something I want to happen to our runners. I'm sure chat would love it to happen. And I'm gonna pay close attention to Shadow Walker, because I want to see where the remainder of the items in this floor were picked up. Zara's finally heading into Volcano. So he will find his beloved Vorpal at some point in here. One of our trackers joking that Algebra is stuck in a chaos time loop. Looks like they're progressing. We're just getting a bit of PowerPoint slideshow. Oh, there's the Vorpal Blade. The Vorpal Blade is behind the Grey Worm trap tile in the upper left-hand room of that floor. I wonder what he'll do with it.
I just wonder if Shadowwalkers could be using Team Vorpal or Team Master Moon.
Considering he's got both. Oh, there's the power bonk. Middle right-hand room. He does have both, so it is an option for him to use both upon promotion if he so desires. Considering he doesn't have a fighter for Xcal, I could see the Vorpal getting some use this seed.
But the true question is, what kind of powerhouse will he have to use? It will be either Red Mage or the Thief's gonna be used to Vorp. Wait, he has a katana. Never mind.
Oh my goodness. Split, you absolute madman. Is Split Punch going solo black belts?
I didn't see his levels. Did you?
Apparently I'm getting word from Romulus on as of one of our trackers that he's like level 32.
He's pulling the old strat from the first tournament.
He has sufficiently cast Fist at Carrie's face and punched Carrie really hard, thus getting our first orb at about 37 minutes, roughly.
From the way this is looking, I don't think we're gonna see a promotion from Split.
I could see it on one condition. he decides to go level grinding, hits like 45-50, gets the tail somewhere along the way, and then decides to promote. Okay, looks like he's gonna revive his red mage, which... Oh, looks like he's gonna revive the rest of his party then. Yeah, he's got the black belt at 32 and the red mage at 14. Oh boy, anyway, before I get sidetracked on memes. Shadow Walker is engaging Carrie and has lit his first orb now with the Fiend of Fire dead. You know what, if anyone would do this, Split would do this. I'm honestly not surprised.
Well, I didn't expect him to go that deep into the strategy for this seed. I thought he would just go for, like, you know, just maybe potential 3 nukes and get it over with in a Master Moon. Or a Vorpal in that matter. But, jeez Louise, he's gonna be punching the fiends to oblivion.
Yep, and since he's over one of the major hurdles for a black belt, I believe at level 32 they get another attack. So he is unequipped the Masmune from his black belt. Oh my goodness, we are getting a credit sequence 40 minutes in. I'm sorry, I'm dying laughing a little bit.
But here's that major question. There is only one way that black belt could die right now, which is possibly someone needs to hit the Death Touch monster.
Well, hopefully it's not Tiamat again. Because I've seen that twice. The tournament, twice at least, had 2 death-touching Tiamat ones.
And sorry, Mo, I hate to mention this, but I have to. The last seed I spun for Final Fantasy 1 Randomizer actually killed Mono's progress of a level 42 black belt trying to kill Carrie. But Carrie said, nope, I have a death touch in my hand, so die, black belt.
And Split Punch has actual memes prepared to swap to upon getting things. Why am I not surprised?
Let's just hope he's not diving into Marsh.
I don't think he would. He may be an absolute meme lord, but he does actually know the math to back it up.
Oh, Shadow Walker got the tail from the elf prince.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, since he had the ship and the canoe, and now he got the tail, might as well promote, unless you're planning to do black belt strats first.
Well, his black belt's currently dead, so once the floater has been found, I could see him promoting. However, we still have to find it first.
Oh, Split just went to ordeals.
Considering how high of a level his black belt is, Split can basically go anywhere he dang well pleases. But Shadow Walker is going to very quickly join him there. Looks like the Pillar Maze is not being as trolly as usual, perhaps. I take that back. Looks like Split's gonna use the warp trick to get through, except if the man can't stop him first. Shadow Walker is through ordeals and to see what it has for our runners. And Czar might be doing a bit of an Agama grind. We've got Alligator stream back, and it looks like that we are gonna have a 3rd runner joining everyone else in ordeals. Oh, Mancats either have Stone Touch or something. Oh, they have Glance. I take that back.
Yeah, so basic glances. I'll turn you to stone like a Medusa would.
Well, we don't really see man-cats too much outside of ordeals, except for I think one floor of Mirage, or those catmen.
Those are Catman you're thinking of. And there's that third ribbon.
Wait, we found a second one?
Is it second or third? I'm not remember.
Second, I think we found 2 ribbons, 2 pro rings.
And of course, Matoya's crystals in ordeals incentivized.
I'm sorry, but I don't know how she managed to lose it all the way up there. Maybe it, fell out into the ocean and washed its way up. And the dragons kept it because they thought it was shiny.
Or worse, Astos just transported there.
Considering how long Astos has been sitting waiting in his castle, I think he's too lazy to do it. I mean, does he even get out much?
Well, he did. Well, he did rob Matoya's crystal and vanilla.
Yeah, but that's not super far, but yeah, I guess you could have a point with that. Rob the crystal, send it to ordeals, have a couple of dragons guarding it because it's treasure, blah blah blah. And then a bunch of random guys show up and go, no, we want this now. Czar on his fiend fight at the Fiend of Fire? And it looked, I thought Carrie cast a fast, but it could have been the red mage. Well, it doesn't matter now because it is gone.
Ooh, and Split punches at the waterfall, seeing what the robot's gonna give him.
And we're gonna see what Matoya gives for the crystal because Shadow Walker's heading there. And it is the Oxyale. Alright. So if Shadow Walker wants, on the way back, to go and get the item from the robot, he can just hit up robot and Sea Shrine in one go.
But does he have enough levels to dive into sea?
I'm not sure. When he opens his menu up again, we'll take a look.
Incoming robot item.
After the really bad mummy trap tile.
That was a crucial robot.
That was a floater. And the Excalibur. But Split Punch can't entirely use it.
I wouldn't be surprised if he sells the Excalibur.
Me neither. With the floater found, and that means the only 2 NPCs that we have left to check are Lefane with the whatever his name is that gives you the chime originally, and the fairy for the bottle. With the floater, the bottle can actually be checked now. We're also still missing 1 key item in a chest. Let's see.
The key's still missing.
As far as items that we're missing, we're still missing the slab, the key, the crown, and the rod. Two of those are fetch quest turn-ins.
One of them's in the Oasis, and the other one's in the loose chest.
the ruby's also missing.
But then again, would you really want to turn in the Titan's addiction?
No, but it still counts as a key item that our runners could potentially find. And the chime, because our tracker is keeping me completely legitimate. Thank you, Romuluses. We've got 2 runners in Waterfall, Zardia's checking Ice Cave, and Split Punch, it looks like, is buying some, or selling some armor for his party.
Oh, did you see that price on Excalibur for the sale?
I did not see that. What was that?
Half of max price.
That's nice.
That's saying to me you're set for buying anything for life. And I believe Split Punch is about to get his bottle and herb, if I'm not mistaken, because he's in Ice Cave right now.
Both him and Zardia will be very quick shortly getting the herb in the bottle. It looks like Zardia already got them via the warp trick.
The only time that Ruby required if one of the items is in those 4 chests in the Titan's Cave.
The other time it could be potentially required is if you have to get to Sarda on foot.
Which is not the case because they got the airship.
Now, depending on where they get the ruby, if they get the ruby, if the ruby ends up being a reward from turning in either the slab or the crown or the bottle whenever they get them, then they absolutely have to find that last chest item. If they end up turning in the bottle and finding something that is more turn-ins to get actual items they need, and the ruby ends up being the one chest that is remaining, they will not actually have to go find it.
Speaking of buying spells, Shadowwalker just bought Quad X at level 7 for the Black Mage.
Well, that's not super out of the way of vanilla, it's only 1 spell lower. And Shadowwalker will be our first runner into Sea Shrine. Now, with the fact that he has a couple of items missing that he still may want, is he going to go left side first or right side first?
I think he's gonna dive into the mermaids.
And it looks like that is the case. Which personally makes me very happy, but hey.
Joker MB will be so proud of this move.
He would be. What I'm wondering is when the runners who have hit Waterfall will turn in that floater.
Well, so far the only one who has turned into floater was Split.
Right, because he hasn't gone to Ice Cave yet. Shadowwalker, due to him diving Ice Cave, due to him diving Sea Shrine right now, my apologies, I could see him waiting until he kills Kraken to go turn the floater in. Looks like Alidra Brap is getting their floater right now.
Well, we're gonna see what Matoya gives us for the crystal return.
Matoya gave us the Oxyale. Shadowwalker already turned it in, which is why he's in Sea Shrine right now.
Oh yeah, my bad.
No worries. So what this does allow Split Punch to do, though, is Split Punch can now go turn in the bottle, and we can find out what the fairy gives us.
Well, he's gonna sell some junk right now.
I forgot about Sarda.
Yeah, Split can go to Sarda right now, actually, and maybe go straight to the bottle returning thing.
Alijabrap just did and found the chime from Sarda. To be fair, I usually forget Sarda, which is a problem with my writing sometimes. But Alijabrap did not, and has acquired the chime, which means the entirety of Sky Castle is open to them. And Zara and Split Punch getting the tail basically at the exact same time. Shadow Walker is checking mermaids. So far, I have not seen anything super useful. I take that back. We found the Bane Sword.
Please, someone use the Bane strats for once, because I love the Bane strats.
You're preaching to the choir on that one. Come on, have a thing. It's the other katana. Alright, well, we've got the Bane Sword out of it, which I personally think is a win in my book.
I agree with you there, because I love them Bane strats, so I'll use it anytime if I have to.
With that, Shadow Walker is going to head back into Sea Shrine towards Kraken. Question about who's in the lead from chat. As far as items, that's hard to say. As far as orbs, everyone's got one orb lit. Now, all of our runners have seemingly gone and done different things. Right now, I'd say it's hard, because our runners have basically gone in 4 different directions.
Well, in my opinion, right now, I believe Ali might have the exploration advantage, but Split Punch has the level advantage, in my opinion.
So that's a max price slab in the shop, and we've acquired our shop item.
And it's very convenient, because that's where you turn in the bottle, too.
Indeed it is. Let's see what the fairy gives us today. It is the key!
Hello, opening more chests.
The Vorpal was on the Agama floor in the volcano in the upper left-hand room. I believe it was behind the Grey Worm trap tile.
Well, technically, you can skip the trap tile completely and just grab it.
Oh yeah, that was in the that was in the chest that was not guarded by the trap tile. We've got 3 of our runners. Well, we've got 2 of our runners checking out the Zardia Isles, or the Cardia Isles.
Oh, and Split Punch actually found the Thor's Hammer in the Cardia Islands.
Nice. So Alijabrap is going to pick up their slab as well. And looks like Split Punch is going to go and class change.
I got a question for you, Rainbow Pogo. Are you Team Tyro or Team Steak?
Team Steak.
Unfortunately, I'm Team Tyro. Hashtag blame Ice Blue on that one, for that one.
Look, we've got an even split for commentators, it's fine. One of us is one team, one of us is the other team. We've got to keep each other properly situated on that matter.
But I am in favor of Team Blue Steak, though. If you can find that T-Rex around near the Lufane area.
Good luck.
I've seen it a few times in the races, so I wouldn't be surprised if they actually pop up out of nowhere.
One can hope. Zara's on his way to get his floater. Elijah Brapp is gonna go get that slab translated to turn into Lefane. And Shadow Walker is still diving chests, hoping to find whatever that last item is.
But here's the thing though, all the chests he's found so far has not been helping him at all. Which is kind of concerning right now.
As far as items we still have yet to find, we still haven't found the crown, and we still haven't found the ruby, or the rod. Our runners have yet to turn in the slab, so that has to turn into something.
Oh wow, I didn't notice, but Shadow actually found the defense sword.
Ooh. Now Split Punch is actually going to go into Mirage and Sky Tower and clean those out.
He does have the chime and the cube, so I wouldn't be surprised if he dives into this right now and safe scum it.
I also would not be surprised if not only he dives it, but he gets something and then just goes all the way to Tiamat.
Speaking of the ruby, Lefane had it.
Okay, so that last key item has to be the crown, at least from what I'm seeing. Because it has to be the crown, because the crown will be turned in for the rod.
It's either that, or it could be just Ruby required just grab the rod out of the Times Tunnel.
That's the dream right there. Because that would be really nice. And by nice, I mean just, I would be very much happy to see that happen.
I'm guessing you're in favor of feeding the Titan?
Oh, I'm just a filthy meme lord.
Fair enough. I'll agree to that point.
I will be completely upfront about that. It's why I know Split Punched has all of the math done for insta-kill and meme spells, because I've asked him about it.
Well, the only thing Split Punch has not done is confuse Carrie to kill herself, which I've done in my one of my races.
I don't think we've seen the confuse spell. Or if we have, it was not in a slot available for him to learn at the time. So we've got Shadow Walker. Oh, so go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, we've got Shadow Walker heading towards Kraken.
Well, Split Punch did find the Zeus Gauntlet. Oh, there's the crown in the second floor.
That, everyone, is all of our key items. Because the crown has to be turned into Astos, or the Kindly Cane Northwest Castle, for the rod.
And we know the king is too easy to be picked on.
Considering that I believe Split Punched also grabbed the slab, then it just depends on what he ends up turning in first. Because he knows that he really doesn't have to check any other chests. He has everything.
So for the ones who want the ruby to be required, it's not gonna happen anymore.
Well, while we were seeing that Split Punch grabbed the crown, Shadow Walker killed Kraken. Split Punch is absolutely in go mode here.
But here's the funny thing, though. Are we gonna see the War Mech?
Oh, I hope so.
So, chat, get your Blessed RNGs coming up soon because Split Punch is about to head there.
I'm curious as to what he's still looking for.
He has the bonk. He has the God Master right now. Maybe another ribbon just for insurance.
Possibly, and those 4 chests are practically free. Everyone get your Bless RNGs out!
So far, just Hydras.
Looks like Zara's gonna sell that Excal as well. We've got Ali Jabrab heading to all the key locked locations and checking all of those chests. As Shadow Walker finally picks up his floater, is going to get the key and the slab from Gaia, and Split Punch just made his way to Tiamat without a single war mech.
But Tiamat has kind of like high absorb because 7 hits does 135 damage from the Master.
Yeah, that's a lot of absorb, holy heck. And these nuke rolls are rolling pretty low.
So as his punches.
Zara and Shadow Walker picking up their key and slab at roughly the same time. However, Shadow Walker does have his second Orblet, and Split Punch will shortly. So long as Tiamat doesn't do anything extremely heinous. That is the second Orblet for Split Punched. Now, considering that Split Punched is doing a very good job at killing the Tyra, but has all of the items that he needs, all he has to do is turn in those 2 quest items and he will absolutely be in go mode. He won't have to check a single other chest if he doesn't want to.
Yeah, it looks like he's just heading straight to the Sea Shrine to battle Kraken.
That is our third of 4 runners to promote, with Zardia using that tail, getting those swords all moved around. Looks like Shadow Walker is also going to very soon join him in doing that. Alliager Brap, meanwhile, is going to head into Mirage, gonna be rewarded with that crown on the 2nd floor. Split Punched is gonna go and head and try to kill Kraken. Most likely can succeed, considering that we blinked for about 30 seconds and Shadow Walker was already done. Shadow Walker's doing a bit of inventory management to just kind of get rid of stuff that he's not going to use or not going to need. Split Punch is bolting his way towards Kraken.
I wouldn't be surprised if Kraken lives through the punches.
If Kraken rolled low absorb, it's gonna be calamari.
Youch! Thunder Waters!
I mean, they are underwater, so Thunder Waters is not much of a stretch.
But then again, it kind of contradicts his own weakness.
You're not wrong. Yeah, something using the thunder under the water like that just kind of is a terrifying prospect. Thank you, Minochi. Minochi pointing out a very good fact that water weakness is Ice 3. Let us have our bad jokes!
I'm just rolling with the Pokemon weakness chart, not the FF1 chart.
Minochi, let us have our bad jokes, dang it. Shadow Walker picking up the chime from Sarda now. Lobsters have sleep touch, maybe?
Looks like it, because I can't tell from Split Punch's icons that easily.
Looks like Sleep Punch. Sleep Punch or Stun Punch. Split Punch is going to come up on his third Orb Lighting now. Zardy is translating his slab. Shadow Walker is going to go turn in that slab for the unfortunate prospect of the Ruby. And Aligerbrop is heading into Mirage to get his crown and up the sky. It's been an hour 10 roughly. Do you want to do the recap or should I do the recap?
You should do the recaps. My recaps are horrible.
Alrighty, it is an hour 10. Split Punch is coming up on lighting his third orb, Aligerbrop not far behind. We found everything in this seed aside from the third ribbon in the white shirt, maybe? So, recap time. Starting off with the Royals, the King gave the ship and Sarah gave the Adamant. Vicky gave us the TNT, the Dwarves gave us the bridge and the canal. Canal not vanilla, so not as lazy dwarves as they could have been, but still kind of lazy. Ice Cave had the bottle in the incentivized chest and the herb right next to the bottle in the unincentivized chests. The armory in Volcano was completely loaded, having the loots, a ribbon, the Mazmune, and then on the floor, one of the floors below it, the Vorpal, the Katana, and the Cube. Meanwhile, we had the Sages giving us a Vanilla Canoe, Matoya had the Oxy Ale, Waterfall had the Floater, the Fairy had the Key, Ordeals had the Crystal, Sarda had the Chime, Lefane had the Ruby, the Elf Prince had the Tail, and the shop item was the Slab for what I believe was max price.
Yep, that's correct. Max price slab.
Now, the crown, being the last loose item, was in the Mirage second floor, which means that the crown will be turned in for the rod. And we've got some lovely steak on Zara's side. Now,
But first, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Speaking of getting Invis 2, Split Punch just picked it up just now for one of his mages.
That's a good thing to have. So, as far as who's in the lead now, Split Punched is definitely now in the lead. With Aligerbrop not far behind, and Shadow Walker also not far behind.
Well, good thing Split Punch did not go to Lefane because he actually gambled on the kind of the old king. This becomes Astos.
What a shocker! Nah, but seriously, we knew it all along. And because of that routing decision, he can hit up Melmond Elflins for the spells that he wants for his ninjas. Which, ooh, lit 3 for both ninjas, that's not bad. Looks like End Warp and Please, Split Punch, please tell me you're getting Bane. Yes, good.
For those who like meme stress, you're about to get yourself a treat soon once we get to Topher.
I don't think he grabbed X-Fur though, so I don't believe that's entirely viable. I could be pleasantly mistaken, but I don't think I am. Alright, so we've got 3 of our runners in Mirage, in Sky Castle right now. Well, 2 in Mirage, 2 in Sky and 1 in Mirage. I can talk today. Only problem being with Zara's strategy is that Zara's going to be trying to check the entirety of Mirage for stuff. Oh, there's the white shirt. So he is going to grab that at least. So, Split Punch looks like he's gonna head to Provoca to continue his getting ready and finding all of the stuff he needs. Shadow Walker is just defeated the Blue Dragon to head up into Sky Castle, and Ali is on Tiamat.
And we know that Tiamat has high absorb for physical damage, so he might have to go with the all nuke strat.
Yeah, that seems about right. And it works out. That is Ali Giraf's second orb. And there's the third ribbon. It's on the very... It's in the top room on 3rd floor of Sky. Oh, Arachnids with lit 3! Ew!
Not cool, Arachnids!
You're telling me.
Well, get your plus RNG. Shadowwalker's on the Bridge of Destiny.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Please, Warmack. Show some love.
One can only hope. And
It's
Zara
not
is
gonna
also
happen.
on the Bridge of Destiny. No, we've still got another chance. Zara's on the Bridge of Destiny now. If it's gonna happen to anyone, it's gonna happen to Zara. Shadow Walker is now on Tiamat's and is using the Bane Sword, so that's nice. And I mean, considering that the Absorb on Tiamat, it's not exactly not a viable strategy. But a few more nukes and down for the count. And what did I say?
Well, Zar, it's been nice knowing you. Let's just hope Warmack is kind.
If it's going to happen to anyone, it's going to happen to Zar.
Oh, steak and wings on Shadowwalker side.
And everyone say goodbye to the vampire.
Oh, that's gross. Warmack has...
At least he knows that it's no longer going to be on any of the Fiends Revisited fights, and he just wipes that floor mat clean. We've got the Rod on Shadow Walker's side.
And Split Punch is saying, no more chess, I'm just gonna go straight to the bosses. Unless this bat's being a troll.
All bats do love to block doorways. Speaking of which, did we see the out of bounds bat or no?
Unfortunately, none. For
Aww,
streamer, I am sad.
that's just unfortunate then. Zara getting to team up without further incident. Lovely color scheme.
Hashtag the new version of Charizard on Zara's screen.
Maybe.
Oh, but this bat is trolling Split like no tomorrow.
And Split Punched is killing Lich as we speak. Shadow Walker is not far behind though. This is close enough for a Topher wipe to change the entire order of things going on.
Well, don't forget, Shadow Walker did dan his black belt, so that means pretty much Split Punch is the only way to lose if he gets Death Touch on his master right now.
That also has to figure into account his Red Wizard dying because his Red Wizard does have life on him. Or I suppose on her, as he named his Red Mage after Demarine, who's another wonderful commentator in our community. Zara's gonna turn in that Crystal Phenoxiale, and at about an hour and 20 minutes in, Split Punched has entered Topher. The Shadow Walker probably only gonna be a couple minutes behind, because Shadow Walker's almost at Lich.
Oh, that is gross. Gas dragons are not runnable with 4 of them on the screen.
All gas dragons normally aren't runnable, just they are to us. Alright, to explain that a little, one of the flags that can be set for the randomizer is to shuffle runnable and unrunnable encounters. That's why there is the little wait instead of the run command. Because if there is an unrunnable encounter and they're shuffled, it will show a wait command instead so that you know that, oh, I'm not able to run from this encounter. It will also show a run command if you can run from the encounter, so like Phantom. You can potentially run from Phantom. And that is cracking down for Allie.
You know what? Something did just cross my mind. What if Split Punch has a high enough level to scare Chaos away?
I think his black belt would need to, his master would at least need to be in the 40s for that. I wouldn't think a 34 or 35 master would be enough to scare Chaos. I mean, I don't think Chaos can roll that low on its morale?
It has happened before because it happened to one of our graduate runners in the community. Shofukumachi told me that Chaos ran from him.
What level was his party?
30s.
Interesting, that might be a thing. Alright, so Shadow Walker entering Topher at about 1 hour and 22 minutes, so about a 2-minute gap separating Split Punch and Shadow Walker. That is well within the realm of a single Topher wipe, changing things on its head. Not that I would wish that on either runner, mind you. Ambushing Phantom. But runnable Phantom. Now Zara is going to find the Bane Sword because he is checking the mermaids, which unfortunately he does not need to, and he's only bleeding time at this point. Not that he knows that.
Well, considering Czar's options right now, he's looking pretty dicey. Not catching up to either Ali or Shadow Walker because let's see how Kraken treats him though.
Now, we do have a number of runners who are running off of the restream, who are also taking part in this weekly race. So, out of everyone who is currently on your screen, there could be another runner off screen who is right up there with them, and considering a couple of people who are running this week, I would not be surprised. We've got Ally Drop in Earth Cave, as Split Punched is going after Lich Tomb, and on Zar's side, there is where the defense sword ended up.
Incoming quick spell.
Down goes the undead again. Man, you think they would stay dead? Zar even checking that fine chest. That is a chest in Sea Shrine that you would never really think to have be keylocked, but it is. Alright. Carrie getting basically just knocked down before even it has a chance to have an attack, and Split Punches onto the dreaded water floor. As Zar is heading down now towards the Kraken side of Sea Shrine.
Let's just hope Zar didn't run into the waters because waters are packing a punch this seed.
And it looks like sea snakes have squint. The entire seafood platter is just not fun.
And they also have sleep.
Rude. It's not the lobsters that are super mean this time.
It's just the innocent snakes with the everyone's favorite spell, crack.
I mean, Split Punched is on the Kraken floor. It's not completely out of the question.
I would make a pun, but it won't make sense. It would not sound right.
Got Shadow Walker on Lich 2 as Split Punched is on Kraken 2. Kraken starting with a stun and a very low nuke roll. But it doesn't look like Kraken has Oh! Does not look like Kraken's going to get another turn as manages to get a stun out and nothing else occurs. Question from our tracker of why is Allie still checking chests, and I'm not sure.
He has all the end game items he needs to win this.
Alright, Split Punched on Tiamat 2 as Shadow Walker is on Carry 2. A lot of nukes flying around. Tiamat's got some pretty good absorb. Oh, Jesus. 7 hits, 199 damage. That's a lot of absorb.
Split Punch going for the power box strats now, but he realizes he needs it now. Out! Tornado!
Well, at least one fiend has an elemental appropriate spell. Terrytoon is now on the water floor. Split Punch has defeated Tiamat 2 and is now heading towards Chaos. I'm to see if the running away trick is going to work.
Well, it's a 1 in a million shot, so let's just hope his morale is low enough for it.
And I have just been giving the word off stream. One of our runners in the race has finished. So Tyrannex finished at the head of the pack with a time of 1 hour, 28 minutes, and 26 seconds, just as Split Punch is getting to Chaos. So Split Punch is going to send in a bunch of nukes. Looks like he's going to keep with that nuke strategy and see what's going to happen. Oh, second ninja's out of nuke charges. Meanwhile, Chaos is going to send out some ink, which is probably the most thing you want to see Chaos doing. As the other ninja is going to start throwing quakes out.
I don't think Chaos is quakeable. Oh, Jesus!
Well, that is a nuclear, but it doesn't matter. With a couple more hits and a bunch of pressing A, Split Punch has beaten Chaos. With a second place time of 1 hour, 29 minutes, and 42 seconds.
GG to Split Punch.
GG to Split Punch, GG to Tyrannex. Shadow Walker is on the air floor. Zardia is dealing with really annoying lobsters. And Elijabrop is dealing with a bunch of worms, also in Temple of Fiends Revisited. We're going to see if we're getting either of our first 2 place finishers in for a mini interview as we're going on. And that is a very colorful Kraken.
He's looking kind of dapper today, wouldn't you say so, Rainbow?
Oh, absolutely.
And for those who see why is Kraken looking like that in Zara's screen, he has activated the palette swap for his seed.
Which is one of the few fun % option flags that we have to make things a little more less monotonous on our runners for having to run seeds over and over and over again. Alright, Shadow Walker has hit the Chaos floor as Zardia has finished up defeating Kraken. Elijabrop is on the air floor. Looks like Shadow Walker has revived his 4th party member to be a meat shield up in front. I'm gonna start off with some buffs, some ice 2s. See what we got, some fasts. And some defense sword. I'm gonna fast both the ninja and the red wizard defense sword on the ninja. Gonna fire out a couple of nukes and use the defense sword again. A couple of nukes go out. Chaos is going to attempt to hit the ninja and miss. That defense sword doing its work. Chaos sends out some ink. More nukes go out on Shadow Walker's side. Really low nuke rolls though. Really low nuke rolls though, so that's bit of an issue.
I've never seen low nuke rolls that low in my life. Like 100 damage from like what 3 runners that have been casting nuke is kind of like what's going on.
But regardless of low nuke rolls, when there's a lot of them, it gets through, and Shadow Walker has defeated Chaos as well.
With the official SRL time of 1 hour, 32 minutes, and 55 seconds, GG Shadow Walker.
In the 3rd place in our weekly race. Alligator Brop, it looks like they're attacking Kraken. And it looks like we have a Shadow Walker and a Split Punched in here. GG, you guys.
GG.
What did you think of the seed?
GG, that seed was awesome.
I liked that seed. It was mostly friendly.
Yeah, it was a ton of fun.
Okay, Split Punch, I got a major question for you. How was that black belt grind you did?
Fantastic. Those were the freest Agamas I've ever seen. I saw the forced classes. I was just like, I don't think a lot of people are gonna do this because this has not been meta. I'm gonna go completely all in on that black belt.
It worked.
It did.
Split Punch, if you want to talk off meta, do you want to guess what my fourth character was?
Was it another thief?
Black Mage.
Because mine was another thief.
I went all in on Black Magic. It was wonderful.
You had level 1 nuke, so that did work out rather well.
Yeah, that was that was awesome. I was really happy to see that.
I gotta admit, I was hoping for some more terrible monsters because, honestly, I think I would like to have exploited my double thief action a little bit more. So.
Alligator Brop is on Tiamat 2 now, whom I honestly had the worst thing that we saw to the Fiends with Tornado.
Yeah, that was Tia 2, right?
Mm-hmm. Swirl was out of the pool, however, because Zar found a Warmac. Because, of course, Zar would find the Warmac.
I was hoping for a Warmac. I wanted more experience.
Were you trying to bake it on level 42 on your master?
No, more than I wanted more HP for the ninjas, just in case something terrible happened, because something terrible was probably going to happen, and then it didn't.
Oh man, I was so glad I didn't see a nuclear or a nuke. All my characters were hovering right around the 350 hit point mark.
I found one of the nuclears. It's on Chaos.
That it is, and you got hit by it, but none of your party died that you weren't needing to die or not die.
I don't. And even if they did die, it wasn't the black belt, so everything was fine.
So I have a question. Why did you end up class changing from like black belt into master, thieves into ninjas? Was it for the spell charges or something else?
It was for the spell charges, because at that point I'm not gonna really get more levels on the black belt, so I don't care that much that his magic defense is stunted, because he's gonna get 2, maybe 3 levels, and having the nukes just in case something horrible went wrong, or the sabers in case I needed some awful backup plan because Chaos had like Death Touch or something. That was worth the little bit of time. Might not have been because I got second place, but in my mind at that time, it was in case something terrible happened, I would rather have that assurance than the extra like 3 magic defense on a black belt.
Well, speaking of 4th place, each being Maya has finished in 4th place with a time of 1 hour 36 and 56 seconds. GG, Maya.
GG indeed. Alligator Brop being on Chaos, taking a bit of a beating, giving a bit of a beating back.
So I have a question. How many people didn't take fighter?
Funny thing you mentioned that. On the stream, you're the only one who did not take the fighter, man.
I didn't take a fighter.
Oh yeah, so yeah, so it's just the both of you basically.
And Alligator Brop has defeated Chaos with a 5th place time of 1 hour 37 minutes and 24 seconds. GG to Alligator Brop as well.
For being a bracket style flag, this was super fast.
And Zara's diving Marsh Cave.
Oh no.
Oh no! Zar, no!
Don't do it, come back.
For? That's
what is he
actually a
looking
legitimate
for?
question. What is he looking for still? Is he looking for the Slough or the Rod?
I hope not, because he's not gonna find it there.
Is he
Has
not
he
trying
gone?
to? Has he gone to the king? Oh no, he hasn't.
But he got the crown out of Mirage. Yeah?
Hey, no, I assume he has to have because it was unless he didn't full clear Mirage Tower because it was in the second floor of Mirage Tower. He's done Volcano. I'm trying to remember where all the items were. There was like 2 in Volcano, 1 in Mirage, and then there was another one that was it was like in Ice. So he should have everything, unless he's forgot that he has the crown or didn't grab it.
I'm not certain because he full cleared Sky roughly. Like the third ribbon that the rest of you missed was in the third floor of Sky, the top room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no great loss there with that party.
Yeah, I was done checking chests. I'm sure you were all a bit curious when I exited out of Mirage and started flying away what I was doing, but I was basically just confirming whether or not that crown was going to give me the rod, because if it was, I was done checking chests.
Well,
that's a fair point to make.
At that point, you would have been done checking chests anyway, because that would have been your 4th loose item, wouldn't it?
Was the 4th loose?
Because there were 2 in Volcano, and then there was the 1 in Ice.
Oh yeah, you're right. I should have known that. Okay. Fair enough. I lost track of how many loose that I'd found.
Zars is just going full clearing March. I don't understand this.
I'm not certain about this myself. There has to be a reason he's still checking chests.
He has all the end-game items. I don't think he'll check in more chests at this rate.
He has to have forgotten that he got something that he got. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, that's the only reason I would possibly be checking chests, of forgetting to turn in the crown for the rod.
And we do have a 6th place finisher by the name of Tarnin, GG, with a time of 1 hour 40 minutes and 13 seconds.
GG to them as well. Alright, Zar's in Earth Cave now. Good. He does have the rod, right?
I don't think he has the rod. Because look at the tracker.
Got the Rubian. Oh no. Alright, we need to wait until he opens his inventory. Because we need to see if he heals or if he has it. Because I'm so curious now. Like, he could also have it, because he might have gotten the Ruby second. I'm just really curious. Actually, Swiftpunch, why did you take the second thief?
Well, if you have 2 thieves, you can run away twice as fast.
I want to argue with that logic, but I can't.
And we have Ali in the room right now. GG.
GG.
So how did you find the seed?
It was kind of free. I was kind of worried that my routing would like hurt me, but it didn't. The only thing that I wish I didn't do was checking the key lock chest after I knew I could do the sky, and like it probably cost me time there. because there was not a lot worth it there, if I remember well. Aside from like me buying spells.
There was not a lot in any of the keylock chests.
Rainbow, I checked Zar's equipment. He does not have the crown at all.
Oh no. Did he not check the second floor of Mirage? Well, everyone say goodbye to the vampire again, but that is... Oh dear. No. No, he doesn't.
Okay. I'm gonna be off for now, but thank you guys for inviting me in here, and thank you all for the race, and GG.
GG, split punched.
GG split.
split.
Alright, he's going back into Mirage. And we have more steak. Lovely.
For those who need the red steak, get your steak symbols out right now.
Yeah, Zara is checking Mirage.
And we got Tarnan in here. GG.
Hey, thanks. It was a pretty smooth race, except for my wipe and ice cave. Everything else went pretty much by the book.
I'm kind of curious, what kind of party you had?
Fighter, and I kept everyone alive.
Seems like a lot of people decided to take that route with the seed.
What did a lot of people keep all 4 up?
A lot of people took fighter, some people did a 3 or 4 man strat. Shadow Walker took a black mage, and Split Punch took a second thief.
Of course he did.
Split Punch also went with solo black belt strats for a while.
What can I say, Tarnan? I love my black mages.
I know. I laughed out loud when I saw that nuke at level 1, and I'm like, well, he's gonna be happy.
Alright, Zara's finally got his hands on the crown.
What did wipe you, Tarnan, in the ice cave?
I got all of my party but the thief turned to stone. Then I unstoned them. Then they all got turned to stone except the thief again. The thief made it to about 20 steps from the exit and got an unrunnable R-bone pack that he couldn't damage because he still just had a rapier.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
I actually really enjoyed that as much as this seed had to be played from the boat as it was, that was actually quite enjoyable.
Yeah, I thought it was a really clean seed. Everything was pretty straightforward. The boxes, the 4 items in the wind weren't terribly trolly in their location. Got good gear at relatively good pacing. Nice spells for just red mage even.
Would you consider this a jet seed at the least?
I think for these flags, it was pretty close to one. Because the floater wasn't, one of the first 3 key items that you got, but with that boat letting you have access to Provoker right away, and then with that canal so very early. It took me a while to get in the air just because the floater was kind of in the middle of nowhere, but I never felt like there wasn't progression right nearby.
Yeah, I think this seed is a great example of a jet seed by availability of spells and items, rather than jet seed by key item progression.
By floater at 10 minutes, yeah.
Right. I'm a little bit sad that I didn't find the floater in Earth Cave. I decided to be cheeky and check Earth Cave 1 through 3 before even going to Ice Cave.
It was on my radar. 8 and Marsh were both kind of in my thoughts, and I'm like, no, I haven't seen the shop item yet, so I went and checked shop items, and of course it wasn't there.
Yeah, with early nuke, I felt like Earthgate was going to be a great place to pick up the levels that I needed to be able to clear Volcano in one go and do ice.
Yeah. I got lucky. I got 2 4-peat encounters right in a row really early on, and that just set me up for the rest of the game.
Ah.
So it looks like we're just about to wrap up the restream, as we want to give enough time for the next wonderful thing on Randomania. At 10 p.m. there's going to be a Dragon Warrior Randomizer. Bunch of shenanigans going on.
Good luck, Dragon Warrior people.
So, if any of the runners still in here have any last words as far as their thoughts on the seed?
It was fun. Thank you, everyone involved in making this happen.
Couldn't have said it better.
I'm happy it was a jet seed and it was not a slow seed like it could have been.
Uh-huh.
With that said, any final words, Rainbow?
Not particularly. We still do have a couple of runners who are still finishing up this seed. We've got, let's see. We've got Zar, obviously. We've got, who else have we got?
MBI, Girl Drink Drunk, Link Shot, and Rumblefish 82.
Rumblefish A2 finished already.
Oh, did he? Oh, I missed that. You're right. GG, Rumblefish.
So if... Oh, go ahead.
If anything else, I could say this seed is pretty much the seed of dreams for a tournament race. You want to close it out, Rainbow Poogle?
I'll go right ahead. Thank you to our restreamer, Minochi85, our wonderful trackers, Mr. Versetti, who had to dip out a bit early, and Romuluses, who basically tracked the half of the seed by himself. Thank you to our runners who all participated and the ones who are still going on. And Peyton, thank you for joining me in the booth tonight. It was a blast doing commentary.
Of course, my pleasure. And with everything said right now, I bid you good fight, good night, see you on the next race.
And everyone, if you want to stick around for the Dragon Warrior Randomizer race right after us, it's going to be a good time. So, give them some love too. Night, everybody!